Good morning, friends. It's Kate from Venison for Dinner and Amos. Yeah. If you like our channel, you should like this video. That helps YouTube show people you want down that this is a video worth watching. So when you subscribe and you like to your favorite channels, it helps them get a better reach and have more people watch their videos. Iced coffee is necessary to tackle these strawberries, getting the last of them all dealt with. We got other fruit coming in hot, so this has to be squared away so we can proceed. You know what I love about canning? How hot and sweaty it makes your house. I think that's when you add that. Said no one ever. It's very warm in here. So thankful we had leftover pizza and the kids watched a movie while they ate theirs, and Marius and I enjoyed ours on the deck, kind of like a little date. Rowan, who drew on your face? No, that was Maya. What are you wearing for shoes? Is it not too warm to be wearing snow boots? We're milking 3 cows tonight. We have Jessa and Rowan and Clover. Should I wash your udder, Rowan?
Yeah. Okay, I will.
Well, actually, I already washed your face with the milking rag. Rowan!
I'll see you there. Is that bleach?
No, it's just plain water.
Can I have some too?
No, Freya. No. Max says, "Is this just plain cold water, Mom? Could I have a drink? I'm so thirsty."
Pair of pliers.
Amos.
An arrow.
Cows are smart, but man, sometimes they just really aren't. It's been a lot of days since Marius put a new fence in, and they still stand there at the fence like, hey, where do I walk now? Even though they come into this field via a gate, they can't figure out how to get out of the field when I call them. So, Jessa is halter trained. Clover's easier to get in for milking, but if Clover comes, Jessa doesn't care. Jessa's like, that's fine, I'll just stay out here and eat. But if I bring Jessa in, Clover will come too, because Clover has serious FOMO. So, I have been just bringing a halter out and bringing Jessa in on a halter, and Clover's actually even in front of us because she saw the halter and knew what was going on. I'm missing a heifer. Oh, there she is. So, in for morning milking. And that heifer has FOMO too. She just came running from where she was grazing. The heifers always follow us in. But honestly, it's just such good routine for them to learn to come in for milking time that it makes it that when it's time for them to be milked, they just already know all the routine. They know how to come in, all that stuff. I forgot the halter on, and Rowan's really enjoying that. What if I don't want to?
Hold extra bad. Everybody knows that. Even hot ones aren't.
Just
so
stop talking and eat. Just eat.
Hey Rowan, whose birthday is it today?
Mac?
And how old is Mac?
45?
45?
He's a teenager.
Mac's a teenager.
Technically not yet.
Okay, not till 9:01. Then he's 13.
Because that's our endangered.
How old are you, Rowan?
I say 4.
34?
Yes. You're
Okay.
3. I'm 3.
How old's Hamish?
Say 4?
34?
He's 9.
9.
How old's Freya?
67.
She's 6.
What type of meat is this?
The same stuff.
Raspberry rhubarb?
These ones were just not. That's why I left them on the counter. Yes.
Got some coffee ice cream just finishing up here. And then over here, dishes to be washed always. And my new cheese fridge. I just plugged it in so it's got to cool down. And then I'll figure out my shelf, how I want shelves. Did come with a party light, but I don't really feel like we need that in our kitchen. So we'll just turn that off. And look at that. Can you wave, Freya? I took the boys, well, Mac and his friends, fishing, and they're gonna make hot dogs, bear hot dogs out at their camp out space, and then I've been making ice cream cold drinks. So every batch of ice cream makes 2 of these containers, which is 2 quarts. These are takeout containers we saved from our favorite Chinese food place that sadly is closed now. Anyhow, I made a batch of strawberry, a batch of peach, and a batch of coffee ice cream. And then I made 2 gallons of lemonade and 2 gallons of chocolate milk, and hopefully that will satiate them until dinner's ready. So someone we knew is driving up from Salt Spring, which is where we moved from, and they're driving through here. And he texted me and he's like, is there anything you need brought up from Salt Spring? And I was like, no, but are you going through Ashcroft? Because I am dying for someone to stop at a produce stand there that has so much local produce and really great prices. And he was like, yeah, probably we could. So we kind of made a plan. And then yesterday he was like, you know what, we're going to be driving through there late. And they're not going to be open. And I'm like, that's cool. And one of my friends is like, oh man, are you sad? And I was like, if God wanted me to have cherries, I would have cherries. Then he texted this morning and they ended up stopping for the night because they were done with driving. And it looks like I am getting blueberries and cherries. So, locally right now, if I were to buy blueberries and cherries, I'd be paying about $5 a pound. And they are $2.75 a pound there. So, Mama's getting blueberries and cherries. And I was like, as many as you can fit in your car. Did I maybe bite off more than I can chew? Welcome to the story of my life. I opened up the beehives in a while, so I'm gonna do that today. I couldn't find my hive tool. And I said to Marius, I was like, you know, if you see it, could you grab it? Like, I can't find it anywhere. And he's like, oh, and he goes down into the basement and goes and gets it from his tools. For once, it was not me who stole his tools, but him who stole my tool. Grabbed this thing, which we usually use for when we like pull frames to extract honey. Thinking I would use it, but now I have this, so that works better. Hard to film while you're checking bees when you're on your own here, but see, so hive A, B, C. Actually, we can just open this up. Hive A. My bees never did this last year, but this year my bees keep like attaching the frames from the bottom and the top box together. They do this every time and I can't hardly get the top box off. So Hive A needs a box, another box soon, but not ASAP. Hive B did the same thing, stuck the two together. Needs one pretty soon. Hive C, I didn't even try lifting the top one off. They're full, they need a box ASAP. So I'm just gonna bring a new box for all of them right now. Knew we were gonna have a bunch of intermittent weather, meaning like we had lots of like rain off and on and storms. Bees don't like when you open their hive in that sort of weather. They get pretty ticked off. I'll leave my stuff here. They get pretty ticked off. So I gave them an extra box way sooner than they needed it, just so they had the space to expand when they needed it, because I knew I wasn't gonna be able to check them very much. So glad I checked them. That Hive C is at risk of swarming for sure. Walk past the garden as we go. You can mostly just see potatoes, but as you can see, they're all looking good. I'll show you the garden in depth later. I was taught that, so in a 10 frame hive, when they are like working on or done, because they start from the middle and they work out, 8 out of the 10 frames is when you need to put a box on, because they can just fill them like that sometimes. We have 2 10 frame stacks and 1 8 frame stack, and we're working towards having 8 frame stacks because a northern friend swears that, number 1, they're 20% lighter, they're easier to handle. Number 2, he thinks they overwinter better. So we're not going to get rid of our 10 frame ones, but going forward we're only doing 8 frames. We'll see how many hives we end up with. In the 8 frame box, a shallow, so these are deep supers and this is a shallow super, and these ones are foundationless-ish. They have a starter strip, and these are for us to then cut honeycomb. So we're taking a chance. I'm going to try it on these. They take a bit more effort for the bees to do because they have to create all the foundation themselves, but Marius adores honeycomb. As normal, the potatoes all look marvelous. Marvelous, marvelous. Okay, and then we're into the Brassica Rose, which had been a bit of a fight this year with the root maggot. We got some cabbages heading up. We're still fighting the odd root maggot. Like that one doesn't look good. I've treated it a couple times now. It's frustrating. Brussels sprouts all got knocked out by it. But the cabbages seem to be doing well, so praise God for that. Broccolis are not doing amazing either. I don't know what we're gonna get for broccoli. Honestly, we need a cabbage year, and we're getting cabbage, so that's good. We still got lots of frozen broccoli left. Green beans, there's multiple plantings here, as you can see, different sizes. Onions look good. Random little patch of kale. Carrots looking pretty good. I gotta cover them up for root maggot here. Not root maggot, carrot rust fly. Pretty quick. I got 1 row left to thin, and then I'm gonna cover them all. And the peas. This variety is doing amazing. This variety, the germination was a lot more spotty. Don't know what happened there. But these are 65-foot rows and this is double-sided. So this row alone will be lots of peas. Maybe I'll plant another planting of peas. Too late? Who knows? I plant lettuce every couple weeks. I need to plant more today. It's on my list. Now I'm starting to wonder if maybe I should do another planting of peas. Where could I do another planting of peas? I could do them on that bottom row. Just fill in the holes. I don't know. Maybe I should plant them somewhere different altogether.
You are to celebrate the festival to me. Celebrate the feast of unleavened bread. For 7 days eat bread made without yeast, as I commanded you. Do this at the appointed time in the month of Abib.
As many of you guessed, it's a wine fridge, but for cheese. Very exciting. Marius said he was considering putting some beer in it just to spite me because his beer fridge became my cheese fridge until I got this cheese fridge, but sorry mate, there ain't any space in the cheese fridge for your beer. The interesting thing about having a glass fronted cheese fridge in your kitchen is that when people come into the kitchen, they're like, wow, you have a lot of cheese. And to quote my stepdad, I'm like, back off, get your own sandwich. Some of the boys' friends, one of them was like, you have a lot of cheese. And I was like, yeah, but remember, we make all our own cheese. And then there's a few months where the cows are dry or we're not getting so much milk and we can't make cheese. So imagine like if your mom, and they're a same size family as us, imagine if your mom, who buys a couple blocks of cheese every week, couldn't buy cheese for like 2 or 3 months. How much cheese would she need to buy to make it through that much time? And he was like, she would need to buy a lot of cheese. I'm like, and that's why we have a fridge full of cheese. Yesterday, we were so fortunate. Friends of ours were driving through where there's this amazing produce stand, and they picked us up cherries and blueberries. We actually got 2 cases of cherries. They're like 20 pounds, and 5 cases of blueberries. They're 25 pounds. But almost 1 whole case of cherries and 2 cases of blueberries went to our neighbor and one of Marius' brothers. I just got them to bring me what they could fit in their vehicle, and I didn't really need 125 pounds of blueberries, but it was a really good price and felt hard to pass up. So we're keeping some out for eating, obviously, but these are cherries unpitted, just for eating. In here is blueberry pie filling, and then there's 7 blueberry pie filling and 7 just blueberries in a heavy syrup that we love to have in drinks. And then I've got some cherries, blueberries, and strawberries. That light is not great. That light's not much better either. Then I'm making another batch of pie filling. I still probably have like 35 pounds of blueberries, so I'm gonna freeze a good few gallon bags of them. We saved out cherries for eating and cherries for mead. There's a blueberry bear on my table. Yeah, your poops are gonna look like that too. You're gonna have bear poops. We should probably get you out of the blueberries.